Hello team, this challenge is binary to decimal where we're given a binary number, something that looks like ones and zeros, and we need to convert it to its decimal form. Now they do have some math in here where basically the idea is that you take the rightmost number, so the one on at the very end, the smallest part of the number, and you multiply it by its index to the power of 2, or sorry, 2 to the power of its index, I guess, is the way to go. And then you do that with going in reverse like this until you get your final outcome. Okay. That all happens over here. So we could absolutely do that just as a straight return and go reduce, right? But any sort of array method requires this to be an array. So let's convert that to an array just like this. And what are we going to get in here? Well, it's going to be the accumulator, the current, the index, and the array. Why? Because that way, if I needed to extract this for testing, I can, right? So absolutely. At that and the fact that we don't actually have an array outside of here. So if I want access to that, I need to pass that argument in, right? That is whatever comes out of this, okay? Our initial value is 0 because that's where we're starting. And from here, the first thing that we want to do is get the exponent, okay? The exponent is what we're going to raise 2 to the power of. So 2 to the power of whatever this result is. And that is array.length. Need to remember the equal sign. I was forgetting the equal sign. So array.length minus index minus 1. So array.length minus 1 minus whatever the index is, right? And the index is going to roll up as we go through. So exponent is going to change every single time, okay? From there, we return the accumulator plus what? Well, it's going to be 2 to the power of our exponent times our current number, right? And keeping in mind that our current number is either a 1 or a 0, right? So if it's 0, well, then it's always going to be 0. If it's a 1, then it's going to be whatever this power is, right? And that way it controls it back and forth and back and forth. And at this point, it should absolutely work. It does. Kind of complex math. If it's not making sense to you, that's okay because there's actually an easier way, right? This is the way that you want to do this if you're forced to do the math. But with JavaScript, we actually have a tool built in that can just do it for us. So we return capital N number dot parseInt, okay? And from here, we toss in binary and a radix. The radix being the base for this. Usually we do base 10 numbers. That's how we normally count. We could do hexadecimal as 16 or something else. In this case, we just want it to be 2 because 2 is binary, at which point it still works, right? And it works pretty brilliantly. So parseInt with some sort of a radix, very helpful to remember. We've seen it in a few videos now, and it will probably come back again because it's that useful. For now, not every solution, just hopefully a couple of good solutions. If you found a different way or you want to talk about how all this works, hit me up in those comments. Otherwise, today this has been binary to decimal, and I will see you in the next one.